You're watching 5 Star Live, presented by East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Tennessee's #1 high school football show. Live on location from the biggest game of the week. Live interviews from coaches and players, along with highlights, predictions, and up-to-date information about this week's biggest games. Your hosts, Jesse Smithy and Kevin Smith, with decades of experience covering and coaching high school sports, along with a 5-star preps team, will break down region outlooks and what's to come for your favorite prep football teams and top players. Now, get ready for the most comprehensive high school football coverage in Tennessee on 5 Star Live.
Are you ready for some football?
We're ready for some football, baby.
Welcome back, everybody. 5 Star Live at the half, presented by East Tennessee Spine and Sport. I'm Jesse Smithy, along with Kevin Smith, my co-host. We are here at West High School in a Week 10 showdown of #1 West High School against one of the state standards in high school football, Maryville High School. It is 17-12 at the half. West High School with the lead, and I'll bring in Kevin Smith. Kevin, this is we expected the defense. We've seen defense. We've seen some expert running. Just your thoughts so far on the first half for both teams, really.
Well, I think right now Maryville is lucky to be in the football game. West has absolutely dominated this game and gifted Maryville a couple of opportunities to score, a fumble that turned into a touchdown for Maryville, and a shanked punt that also led to a score for Maryville. This is the type of situation, if you're West, you got to button up a little bit. You're playing really well offensively and defensively. Find a way win the turnover battle in the second half and run away with this football game.
Yeah, how many times through the years, through 2 decades, do opposing coaches say you can't turn the ball over this many times against a Maryville and expect to win? Right now, West, though, still in solid position, up 17-12. But you're right. But we go ahead and roll highlights if we're not already. But both teams came out, traded three and outs on the opening drives. West, though, made the first mistake. They shanked a punt. They gave Maryville a shorter field. Noah Vaughn, the running back, the senior, we'll get to him more in just a minute, but he took advantage. I think a 13-yard touchdown run, and Maryville comes in and takes the first score.
And they did a really good job. They set it up with a 4th down pass across the middle. I really like that call. You got to score points in a football game like this. And then Noah Vaughn did a really good job of bouncing it to the outside with his vision. The outside linebacker for West lost the edge there, and Noah Vaughn did a great job with his vision to score.
West answer right back with this run game. They come down. Braden Latham ran the ball extremely well on West's second drive. Ended up with, I think, a 41-yard touchdown run. He had a nice jump cut, made his defender miss, and then took it north and south right up the sideline for a touchdown. Maryville had missed its PAT, so West takes a 7-6 lead there, and that was exactly what they needed to kind of answer the bell against mighty Maryville.
And we spoke about West defensive line in the pregame show, and we talked about Maryville's offensive line, and for good reason. They're both really good. But man, I want to give a lot of credit to number 53, Kadurius Hayes, and Jackson Lewis. The 2 guards for West right now, Jesse, are absolutely dominating. What West found it in the second possession and now throughout the entire first half was running buck sweep, getting both guards out on the edge and really hunting down linebackers. And Maryville still hasn't figured out how to stop it, Jesse.
Maryville turned the ball over. There was a tip pass there. West took advantage of that turnover. Braden Latham scored his second touchdown of the half. This one a 30-yard touchdown. Safe to say he's well over 100 yards in this first half. West leads 14-6. It looks like they're going to blow Maryville out. And, you couldn't have asked for a better start for West in quarter number 1.
Well, yeah, and then got another 3 and out defensively right after that. Had a great defensive possession there. Again, the D-line is absolutely dominating for West. And an opportunity to go down and get 3 points or score and then have a turnover.
They kick off to Maryville, and it looks like Noah Vaughn's about to house one. I mean, he's at max velocity. He's ripping up through the middle. There's a West defender who's laying on the ground, sticks out his hand, trips Noah Vaughn up. Noah Vaughn lands hard on the turf. He immediately starts gripping his left leg, kind of lower middle left leg, and it looks like he's done for the night. He could not come off the field on his own power. Had 2 people helping him off. I look over on the sideline on the trainer's table. He's got all the signs of he's not coming in. He's got the towel over his face. He's wiping off tears. There's a crowd of people around him. I saw Derek Hunt come over and give him a hug. I don't want to speculate just on if he can return or not, but tonight it looks like he's doubt.
Yeah, and you hate to see it, and you hope it's not a tibia or an ankle You did see the air cast kind of go on there right before he went in at halftime. So we want to pray for this young man, get him back. He's one of the best football players in the state of Tennessee and the entire Southeast region. He's fun to watch. We just hope he can get back and play and finish out the season.
And there was a recruiter. He's committed to Virginia, and there was a Virginia coach on the sideline who was very concerned. I think went over and took a look there, and so that was just a bad scene altogether. But Noah Vaughn, again, hopefully get better soon. I don't expect to see him tonight, but the question is, can he return for the playoffs? And we're going to learn more about that in the coming weeks. But West didn't knock him out. They had every opportunity with Noah Vaughn on the bench and not coming into this game to really put this Maryville team away. They start turning the ball over. Gage Ledoux, number 7, the junior running back, the number 2 running back. He scores on a 45-yard jaunt up the middle, and they're right back in this thing.
Yeah, uncharacteristic missed tackle in the secondary there by West. They found a little opening there, Ledoux. And, hey, man, he's been really impressive, Jesse. He's running extremely hard, giving this Maryville offense a lift. They're having a really hard time throwing the football, not having any time for the quarterback to step up in the pocket and throw. This Maryville offense is going to have to be able to throw the ball because I'm not sure they can sustain continuing to run the football.
West turned the ball over at the 6:19 mark of the second quarter and then at the 3:19 mark of the second quarter. And Maryville was just taking advantage of both. They got down into close to the red zone there late in the second quarter, though. A penalty kind of moves them back, and they eventually run out of time and can't put any more points on the board. But without Noah Vaughn, they still did a good job of moving the football. That offers them hope for the second half.
Yeah, huge holding penalty there, and then a sack to finish off the half. You know, as a coaching staff, you're in there right now. You cannot get a penalty in that situation. They may even wish they had run the football in that situation and at least give them a try at a field goal. If you're West, you're in the locker room right now, Jesse, and you're talking about missed opportunities. You said it best. You had the opportunity to put your foot on the throat, and you didn't do it. Now, I'm excited to see the maturity of this West team. I've liked what we've seen so far about their business-like approach. Can they come out in the second half, wash that out, show that business-like? Because right now, Jesse, they are dominating this football game. We talked in the onset before the game, explosive plays. They need 2, 3, 4 explosive plays. They already have 4 in the first half, West does. Maryville's got to find a way to slow them down, the buck sweeps, and keep them from the explosive plays, touchdowns that West is already getting.
When you keep losing to the same opponent year after year after year, there's something mental you got to get over at some point. And so we'll see, like you said, the maturity in the second half, if that can get West over the hump. This isn't the most talented Maryville team, but in their minds, it's still Maryville. They're still 17-time state champions, and they're giving them the utmost respect. You almost have to come out and treat them like they're not, like they're just another opponent. And that's hard to do mentally.
It really is. And the fans are, it's a great atmosphere. This place is packed. It's hard for the kids not to be too hyped up and make mistakes. But, another thing about this West defense, Jesse, they've already turned over as well. We talked about inside linebacker number 5 in the pregame, Brock Hatcher with an interception. It's getting really scary if you're Maryville because every time they drop back to throw the ball, it looks like a strip sack's coming, a pick six is coming. They got to be really you want to be aggressive, right, Jesse? You never want to say I don't want to be aggressive, but you also got to be smart. And right now, when they're not running the football, it looks like a pick six waiting to happen or a strip sacks. They got to be very strategic in the second half with their formations, motioning, trying to get this West defense on their heels, get them confused, and get them off balance.
And we're not used to seeing this. It's very much a Maryville offense that has one hand tied behind its back. It just cannot throw the football. They don't have the air quote dudes that can really stretch a defense vertically. And so whenever Matthew Clemmer, the quarterback from Maryville High School, rolls out, you're right, there's a guy right there coming from the blind side or the back side of the play who's right there to make a tackle for a loss or sack or at least get a QB pressure on him.
I think they've tried to throw, 8 to 10 passes, Jesse. I think he's been able to set his feet once. And should have hit a guy over the middle and had him kind of threw it a little high for him. But, man, it's real hard as a quarterback when you got about 1 out of 8 or 10 times you can set your feet. West is really bringing the heat, and West has been able to do it with just 3 or 4 man rush. They're being able to drop 7 into coverage. That's a huge advantage for West defense.
Still like West to pull this out?
Oh, absolutely. It may get ugly in the second half, to be real honest with you.
I wonder what this team is going to be able to do for the duration of the game without Noah Vaughn. He's the cornerstone of that offense.
If West doesn't turn the ball over, they're up 3 scores now. And I know that's part of the game, but if West comes out and handles their business, this is going to get away from Maryville.
Let's take a look around the area. During the pregame, we told you this is going to be a big Week 10, a lot of fun non-region matchups. One of those we thought would be an offensive showdown was Powell and Catholic. It's only 7-6 in the second quarter. I thought they'd both be in the 20s by now.
Yeah, Yeah, both defenses have really struggled against elite talent to stop anybody. And right now, both defenses are showing up. Good to see. And I bet, I have a feeling we'll see a little bit of a second-half explosion.
Yeah, Morristown West and Jefferson County, old school rivalry up there about 45 minutes east of here. It's 14-14 with 12 seconds left in the second quarter there. Farragut just absolutely beating down Fulton right now, 42-12 at the half.
Hey, we talked about maturity of this West group, and we talked about in the pregame. This is a kind of a trap game for Farragut. How are they going to come out and handle their business with Bearden looming next week and a possible chance at a region championship? Showed tonight, man. I really like what I'm seeing out of this Farragut group. They're good, Jesse. They're sneaky good and have an opportunity to really make a run.
You mentioned the word show there, and nobody puts on a bigger show in the pregame than Anderson County. I don't know what was going on out there. We've seen clips here and there. I mean, it looked like an absolute Halloween movie in the making out there, but they have come out with all the theatrics. They're still winning right now, 14-7 over a really good Bearden defensive unit. 3:42 left in the half. Got to like the start for Anderson County.
Yeah, and we talked about this earlier. We thought this would be a close game. We thought maybe Anderson County might start a little slow. It's good to see them out to a good start. We know this Anderson County defense is well coached. If Bearden turns the ball over here with Anderson County's offensive power, that could spell a little trouble in the second half.
Alcoa only leads Tyner 7-0 at the half. We sang the praises of this Tyner defense in our pregame show. They only allowed 20 points all season long in 8 combined games. That's ridiculous. And I know they maybe don't play the level of competition that some folks around here do, but that's still, even against lower competition, that's still impressive. And they're giving credence to that defense tonight.
Well, and even if you are playing, but they're blowing everybody out. It's not close. It's not even close. This is an athletic, fast group. We've talked about in the pregame, Jesse, this is a really good game for Alcoa. They need something like this so that they can get in the film room, get the guys' attention, get their ear again, and get back to coaching ball and get ready for the playoffs.
Gibbs and Clinton tied at 14-all. I scrolled down through here some more, try to catch some more scores. Seymour and South Green tied at 7-all. Looks like Clinton is leading Gibbs. Or no, that was 14-14. Anderson County, we touched on them a little bit. I haven't seen a Webb score. I don't know if anybody else has kind of seen a Webb score. There we go. Webb 21-0 at the half over Boyd Buchanan. I thought Webb would win. Not to that extent.
I didn't either. I mean, this Boyd defense is the real deal. So this is a good showing for Webb, and we know they're explosive. Wanted to see how they would do against an elite defense, because next week could be a showdown with Chattanooga Christian, who has elite players on defense as well. So good job for Webb here in the first half. Let's see if that defense can continue to pull a shutout in the second half.
Let's talk about this with Webb, and I think we might have mentioned it a week or so ago. You don't want to lose a game. They're undefeated, and you want to win a region championship. They want to go and beat Chattanooga Christian next week. But it's better for Webb if they don't get the 1 seed. If they get the 1 seed, they're in the same half of the bracket as Lipscomb Academy, a nationally ranked program with college talent galore. And Webb wants to play in a state championship game. The best thing that could happen was them ending up in the top half of the bracket and fight their way through that. Then they probably meet Lipscomb Academy in the state championship game in Chattanooga. But you can't tell your kids to lose. That's not going to happen.
No, and it's really unfortunate how the bracket is set up. I mean, it's even set up if you're the number 1 overall seed this year, you got to travel to East Tennessee. So actually, Lipscomb Academy could come to a Webb in that situation. So it's weird with those Division IIs, how the brackets are set up. It's unfortunate. But hey, man, if you're Webb, you're trying to win every game you go out there and play. You're trying to keep that confidence, keep everything rolling, the good mojo. You're going to play Lipscomb at some point anyways. You might as well have them on your home field, right?
Yeah, but it's been so long since Webb's played in the state championship game. Well, for them, it's been long. You know, they used to win them left and right, but it's been about almost 10 years or so since they played in the state championship game. So that's one of the big games we'll be monitoring next week. Again, next week is our playoff war room show here on 5 Star Live, presented by East Tennessee Spine and Sport. We'll have a huge pregame show. We'll broadcast live from Gold Star Nutrition in North Knoxville. So swing by there, pick up some nutritional supplements, say hello to us, maybe on your way to a game. We'll break down a lot of games that night. We'll talk to some coaches, some players. At halftime, we'll kind of keep you up to date on what the brackets are looking like as we approach the 2022 playoffs. And then after the games are over next week, we'll release all those brackets. We'll be working on them all night long as the games go on and release those before the TSSAA is even able to put them up on their site and let you know who your favorite teams are playing. So it's one of our favorite shows of the year, if not the favorite.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's great to be out at Gold Star Nutrition with the guys that come out and see us. We'd love to have you out there. And it's fun to talk playoff football. And it's win or go home, man. And you've worked so hard up to this point to get to this opportunity. There's teams that haven't been in the playoffs in a while, Jesse, that get that opportunity, that taste. There's teams that have high expectations and expecting to make a big run. And there's always the upset or two that are looming. And it's really fun to watch high school football playoffs.
You know what I like about broadcasting from Gold Star Nutrition in Week 11? It's warm.
That's true. That's true.
I don't have to see my breath when I'm talking. Unless we put somebody in the cryotherapy chamber like we did a year or two ago. We'll see if we can. We can see if we can get Daniel back in there and throw some more questions at him. That was a fun night. So, all right, we're going to sign off tonight here in Week 10. Again, West High School leads Maryville 17-12 at the break. West, can they be the first Knox County Schools team since the year 2000 to knock off Maryville? Can they be the first program since 1999 to beat Alcoa and Maryville in the same season? Follow us on social media, 5 Star Preps, and follow all the coverage all night long on 5starpreps.com. For Jesse Smithy, Kevin Smith, we'll see you guys next week.
You're watching 5 Star Live, presented by East Tennessee Spine and Sport. Tennessee's #1 high school football show. Live on location from the biggest game of the week. Live interviews from coaches and players, along with highlights, predictions, and up-to-date information about this week's biggest games. Your hosts, Jesse Smithy and Kevin Smith, with decades of experience covering and coaching high school sports, along with a 5-star preps team, will break down region outlooks and what's to come for your favorite prep football teams and top players. Now, get ready for the most comprehensive high school football coverage in Tennessee on 5 Star Live.
Are you ready for some football?
We're ready for some football, baby.